let's get into the video. Please subscribe.
So, as a drug addict and alcoholic who is recovering, one thing I always need to keep fresh in my mind is my triggers. My personal triggers are simple things like becoming bored or the convenience store that I used to buy alcohol at. I literally just don't go to that convenience store anymore. And that's how I deal with that personal trigger. Fortunately, a lot of my using I did by myself. So I didn't really develop a large circle of people that I used with. And if I did do that, then I definitely wouldn't be hanging out with those people. You are who you hang out with. And so hanging out with like-minded people is really important. That's why I feel like keeping your fellowship of sober people close to you is what's gonna keep you sober. I am currently working on building up that fellowship and meeting sober people, and it's not that easy to do. But the longer I stay sober and the longer that I put myself in those environments, it's bound to happen. One thing that keeps me sober is getting out in nature. I love nature, so nature really helps me. For my personal relapse prevention, sticking to a routine is literally what saves my life. The things that I can do that I personally am going to use to help keep myself sober is hiking and fishing and going and sightseeing, going and seeing waterfalls, old growth forests, swimming, camping, stargazing. There's really so much that I can do. Rock hunting, so much I could do sober that I find fun. Another thing that I really like to do is work on art, my exercise, walking my dog, eating healthy food. All that stuff is healthy things that I can focus on that's not drinking or using drugs. So I am going to lean onto those things. I think that one of the most risky things that I could possibly do is, as I am sober longer and longer, for me to all of a sudden start thinking that long-term sobriety means that I'm cured from my disease of addiction and gives me the permission to use again. That's not true. I have to always remind myself that I have a problem and I'm not capable of responsibly using drugs and alcohol. I take it overboard, and some people are able to do those things in moderation. Some people like me are not. I'm not one of those people. And like the book says, I have an allergy and my body reacts differently to the substances put in my body than other people. And it becomes an obsession where I want it all the time. I like how it feels too much, so I want to do it all the time. And that becomes a huge problem. So for me, I just have to always keep recovery fresh in my mind, and every single day focus on doing healthy things. And part of doing healthy things means loving myself, taking care of myself. And that's something that I didn't do in the past. So right now I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to loving myself more and more and more as I grow. So I just wanted to tell you guys that before we start the video. So let's get into the video. An important thing to remember is that every time I cave, I start caving. And every time I don't cave, I stop caving.